So a lot of people are talking about the changes that the Trump administration just tried to quietly do to the postal code. So the new USPS rules mean that the date stamped on the mail will often be the date it is processed at a regional facility, not the day you handed it to the postal service. So this is a change to how they register when mail has been mailed. This increases the risk of ballots and Medicare healthcare paperwork being recorded as late unless people mail early or get a hand stamped postmark. So the USPS added Domestic Mail Manual Section 608.11 effective December 24th of 2025, clarifying that a postmark shows the date of the first automated processing operation, usually at a regional plant, rather than the date USPS first accepted the mail. USPS also emphasizes that not all mail is postmarked at all, and that the absence of a postmark does not prove USPS never had the item. Because transportation to processing centers is being reduced and consolidated, there can now be a gap of a day or more between drop off at the local post office and the postmark date. So, first of all, many states use the postmark to decide whether a mail ballot was cast on time or not. So, the ballot dropped off on Election Day could receive a postmark dated the next day and be rejected in postmarked by Election Day states. Rural voters who are further from processing centers are at particular risk of having ballots postmarked a day or more after they deposit them, even if they mailed them by their state's deadline. Some states have recently eliminated grace periods for ballots that arrive after Election Day, such as Kansas, North Dakota, Ohio, and Utah, which compounds the risk that delayed postmarks will cause otherwise timely ballots to be discarded. In addition to this, many healthcare and insurance deadlines, including Medicare plan changes, appeals, or responses to documentation requests, are keyed to mailed by or postmarked by dates. So delayed postmarks increase the chance that patients or providers appear to have missed the deadlines, potentially affecting coverage, claims, or appeals. Tax and legal filings face the same issues. Federal tax law, for example, relies on the postmark to prove timely filing. And professionals are warning that the new USPS rule could lead to disputes if a mailing is accepted on time but postmarked later. Now, there are some things that you can do to protect your paperwork when you send it through the mail. Mail earlier. USPS recommends sending election mail and other time-sensitive documents at least 1 week before the relevant deadline, especially if you live far from a processing plant. You can also get a manual or local postmark. You can take the mail to the counter at the post office and ask for a free hand-stamped local postmark, reflecting the actual date you presented. USPS explicitly clarified that this is available at no extra cost. You can also use certified or registered mail for very high-stakes documents, such as appeals, legal disputes, or key Medicare paperwork. Since these services generate an acceptance receipt that serves as stronger evidence of timely mailing than an automated postmark. Election officials and voting rights groups are warning that these new rules, combined with mail network consolidation, could disenfranchise on-time mail-in voters unless states change laws to rely on receipt by deadlines or on USPS acceptance scans instead of postmarks. For healthcare and Medicare, attorneys and compliance experts expect more disputes over whether documents were sent on time, and they are advising agencies and courts to treat USPS acceptance evidence, like courier receipts, as more reliable than postmarks under the new system. So we need to be very aware of this because this is one of the many ways that they are trying to remove the option of mail-in ballots and to disenfranchise voters, especially in poor rural neighborhoods. So if you're going to be doing vote by mail, at least a week early.